Hello everyone, greetings for the day. Our company name is Rising Youth, and here I'm Garvit Sharma, representative of this company. Here's my team members: Kiran Tamar, Satyam Gupta, Tenzin Deki, and Kartik Lal Chandani. Thank you.
So now I'll start this presentation by talking about the history of human resource functions and giving you a brief overview about it. The human resource functions started during the First World War in the end of the 19th century. The government focused on the personnel management so they could utilize their employees to the best of their ability. During the Second World War, they focused on recruitment, discipline, selection, motivation, and training. After the 1970 Employee Legislation Act and 1990 Diversity and Flexibility Act, the human resource functions came into the picture. The term human resource management specifically has no definition to it. Watson in 2002 said that the term human resource management is used in a variety of confusing ways. Box and Elson in 2011 said that the term human resource management can be defined as the management of work and the people who work within the organization. The term human resource management is used to describe the formal system devised for the management of people who work within the organization. It focuses on recruitment, learning, selection, motivation, communication, and personal management of the employees. I'm going to talk about the objectives and purpose of human resource functions. It supports the organization strategically, tactically, as well as operationally. It focuses on the development of employees by rewarding them or by giving them appropriate appraisals. Not only this, it also focuses on whether the business strategies are being followed or not, or whether they are being successfully accomplished by the employee. It helps in assisting the recruitment and selection process of the employees to set standards and policies which is determined by the hiring manager. It plays an important role in career progression and planning of the employee as well. It brings in more ethics to the organization. The human resource functions is highly linked with the performance of the employee, which can be clearly explained in the MO process. Human resource ensures that we have the right person at the right place at the right time. It focuses on the long-term development of the organization as well. It ensures safe environment and leads to the job satisfaction. Now my colleague Tenzin Deki will speak on the further topic, which is delivering modules, internal structures, and relation within the organization.
Thank you, Garvit. My name is Tenzin Deki and I'll be continuing further from here. In this section, we'll be discussing about the different human resource delivery methods, internal structures, and relations within the organization. The term human resource service model refers to the function that supports and delivers efficient service to the employees. The human resource service delivery solution will span the employee's entire life cycle from hire to retire, such as onboarding, payrolls, and benefits. The three main and the important human resource models that the local authorities might consider implementing either uniquely or in combination to maximize the productivity of human resource are centralized management, decentralized management, and account management. In centralized management, majority of the human resource support is provided by the human resource team. In this management, even the low administrative takes active part within the individual business unit. Talking about the decentralized management, in this management, the human resource support is located within the individual business unit. The small central human resource team is responsible for leading on strategy and policy department. In account management, the human resource professionals work closely with the individual business units and are accountable to the departmental directors. They have a link to the small central human resource team to ensure consistency, quality, and strategic directions. The three tiers that make the human resource service delivery model 100% efficient are Tier 0, self-service 66%, Tier 1, work tracking 28%, Tier 2, subject matter of the sport 5%, and Tier 3, center of excellence 1%. Speaking about the relations within the organization, the organizational structure is the main in which all the activities of the organization are organized, controlled, and coordinated in order to achieve an organizational goal. The human resource development is divided into separate units to specialize on key human resource management. In other words, the functions that will help the structure to recover. Now, I would like my learned colleague Kiran to continue further and explain you more about human resource management.
Thank you, Deki. Thank you for the explanation and greetings to everyone. My name is Kiran Taman, and today I will be discussing about the key concept of recruiting and selection. Before we dig into the topic, let's just understand the both terms. Recruiting is the process of attracting qualified candidates for the job role, and selection, on the other hand, is the process of identifying and selecting the right candidates for that specific job. When we hire the wrong candidate, the impact on the business is much more than not hiring a person at all. This is why the recruitment is not only an operational activity with a key strategy activity for the business as well. The right process for recruiting and selection reflects the professionalism, portrays the organization's maturity in attracting and hiring the right talent. For enabling a smooth hiring experience, things to keep in mind are indicate job postings with job descriptions as well, simplify the applications process, then maintain data on the recruitment process, have a robust onboarding process and maintain touch points with the candidates as well. Streamline the applicants tracking process, select the right employees is a very important goal for the recruitment, and the establishing the correct process which enhances the experience of the candidate, interviewers, hiring managers and the HR department too. It also helps in increasing the effectiveness of the business as well. Now, in order to avoid the recruitment minefield, many organizations turn to specialist recruitment consultancies in order to not just to experience and take the stress out of the process, but also to ensure the process is smooth and effective. In order to attract and retain the best talent and maintain the strong employer brand in the terms of business and efficiency, and also the overall candidate experience. Now, some benefits of using special recruitment system. These are: Point 1, specialist industry knowledge. A good recruitment partner should understand your industry as well as you do and be able to offer up that knowledge in order to assist your business to a truly consultative basis. Point 2, employer branding. Using a consultancy can also offer you more than just the right candidates. They can also ensure that the business is portrayed in the best possible light and create an engaged, impressed pool of candidates. Point 3, candidate filtering. There are very few more than just consuming to a manager looking to expand his or her team. They look into endless numbers of CVs and applications to find the right gems among them. Point 4, buffer of sensitive information. No one likes to damage the relationship and have difficult conversations that has been built. The difficulty when it comes to handling sensitive subjects such as salary negotiations, additional benefits, and any substantial change in circumstances which would have potentially bring in the whole process to a grinding halt. Now for the next topic, I think my colleague Satyam would be the best one to explain you to it. On to you, Satyam.
Thank you, Kiran, for your explanation. Myself, Satyam Gupta, will now tell you about the best practice consideration for effective selection. The selection of employees is too important because very few HR would agree that employee make organization what it is. That's why the selection of employee is very important. So the HR of any organization select the best and talented employees to the organization, so that the employee of the organization can take the organization to the next level with quality efforts. Managers have to look endless numbers of CV and application in order to expand their team and find the gems amongst them. The selection process varies from industry to industry and company to company. Every organization creates their own selection process as per their own recruitment. The process, selection, and shortlisting of the right candidates with the necessary qualification and skill set to fill the vacancies in an organization. The main points for this process of selection are such and follows. First, be systematic and impartial. When the selection process isn't systematic enough to assess each candidate equally, you can miss out on hiring the best fitting candidate. That's why your selection process must be systematic and impartial. Second, design your selection process carefully. The job interview is an excellent opportunity for you to ask the candidates about their skills and experience face to face. But sometimes job interview can be unreliable that affects the selection process. Third, always select according to the job specification. There are serious risks in selecting a new employee based on unfair criteria. You could reject the perfect candidate for invalid reason, and secondly, rejected candidates could make a costly unfair discrimination claim. The human resource process takes time and incisiveness, but it offers diversity groups more opportunity in the market and offer companies and organizations access to a much wider pool of suitable candidates. This will enable the companies to win the hunt for talent. So that's all from my side. Now Karthik will take over.
My name is Karthik Lal Chandani and I will be moving forward with the next topic, which is the equality and diversity in the recruitment process. According to the Equality Act of 2010, it states that the discrimination against anyone in the recruitment and selection process is illegal. So it's become very important for a company to make sure that they do not discriminate against anyone while they're hiring the new staff. Definitely when a company is hiring, they would want to interview the best applicants out there. But the focus should be on the criteria which is needed to do the job. It could be a fluency in a particular language, it could be a level of education, knowledge or a certain skill for a particular position or a number of years of experience, and it could be a certain within the industry and etc. Rejecting and progressing applicants on the basis of these essential and desirable criteria is absolutely fine, but rejecting somebody due to their age, gender, sexual orientation or religious belief will be considered as a discrimination. So the HR management herefore make sure that the entire recruitment and selection process happens without any discrimination and every single individual gets an equal opportunity. If the company wants to be a diverse organization, it needs to recruit a different range of different people. The HR team will make sure that they are selected those people who are skilled and absolute and fit for the job, and at the same time they are different from each other. So what happens when these people will be working in the same team? They will fill up each other's voids and they will become balance of each the strength and weakness. This is how the entire team becomes more productive and eventually it helps to achieve the common goal. According to the Robert Walters, 85% of the recruiters and hiring managers are saying that the increasingly diversity in their workforce is priority. The advantages of a diverse workforce is increasingly recognized. Developing and implementing a strategy to build a diverse team has always been a challenge for the business leaders. Studies have shown that a diverse workforce can improve the bottom line of a business. It leads to a happier team and a creative product. Drive innovation among the employees. Another very important reason for a greater diversity and the inclusion in the workforce is corporate social responsibility. The company is responsible for providing equal opportunities and the treatment regardless of the background or the other personal characteristics. In today's date, many companies opt for this perfect fit. Thank you.